assure Mr. Copeland.
I'm not going to talk about anything I said to Mr. Copeland. Period. I'm not going to talk about anything that I said to Mr. Copeland.
Okay.
Holy macadamia nutness nation, do I have a video for you today. The YSL RICO Young Thug case in Fani Cash Money G. Willis's district, Fulton County, has absolutely unraveled today. I can't wait to share with you. You know, you got to stick with me. Wait till you see this clip. You got to stick around to the end. There's a lot I got to give contextually. At the end, I'm going to share with you a clip where Judge Whitaker, who, by the way, I think is the best thing that ever happened in this case, this new judge, Paige Whitaker, she absolutely introduces something and says something in court on the record that I think is going to make or break this case. So stick around. Wait till you see the look she gives. Chief Deputy District Attorney Love, who is directly under Fani Willis. Young Thug and his co-defendants were indicted in 2022 following the longest jury selection in history. Big shock in Cash Money's district. The trial got underway in November 2023. It is the longest trial in Georgia history. The trial has been plagued by various disruptions, including illnesses, the arrests of a juror, a lawyer, stabbing of defendants in Stillwell, and the removal of Judge Suge Jing Glanville, originally assigned to the case, and various other disruptions. I'm going to use some legal terms like proffer because the lawyers use that. So what is a proffer? A proffer is an order of proof by an attorney or party to the court outlining what evidence or testimony they would present if allowed. This is often done outside the presence of a jury to show the relevance or inadmissibility of the evidence. Proffers are used to persuade the judge to admit the evidence or to preserve the issue for appeal if the evidence is excluded. Now, this is what happened at 9 a.m. So Attorney Melnick, if you remember, he's the guy who represented Kenneth Little Woody Copeland. That's the guy who's like, I don't know. What you mean? Huh? I don't know. I never tell the truth. What you mean? Huh? That guy. I love that guy. He says that he received 2 transcripts that contain allegations that he was working with Brian Steele and attorney Max Shart. That's the guy who said, I've got, flames coming off my bald head. That the allegations are untrue. Judge Whitaker says he will be permitted to make a brief proffer about what he thinks happened on June 6th and 7th. And then Attorney Melnick says he spoke to Copeland on June 6th, who allegedly said that he intended to plead the 5th. Melnick said it was ironic that he was offered immunity the next day. Then this is so cool right here, this picture. So he was actually by the witness stand when Steele and others were Weinstein were questioning him. As soon as Attorney Love came up, he was like, I don't want to stand near this woman because she is literally the odor of mendacity. She is the most unethical, unqualified DEI hire of the century. And Melnick was like, no, I'm going to take the stand. I don't want to be anywhere near you. It's so crazy. The ex parte meeting on June 10th with Kenneth Little Copeland was being discussed. Melnick is being questioned by attorney Max Shart, who represents Shannon Stillwell. DA Love is questioning Melnick, who decided to take the witness stand instead of standing beside Love in the courtroom. Holy mackerel. Attorney Melnick, who represented Copeland, says the district attorney's office definitely knew he represented Copeland, and he made it clear to Love that he was representing Little Woody. Remember, this ex parte meeting that happened, it's so problematic because the fact that the defense wasn't there, which is so illegal, which is why Judge Suge Glanville was recused, actually removed, not recused. He should have recused himself, is it creates all of these issues because that's what happens with a Brady violation. I'll explain what a Brady violation is. It's essentially when the prosecution denies any material proof or evidence to the defense that could incriminate their or help exonerate perhaps their client. It just presents so many problems, and they found out there wasn't just one, there was 2 secret meetings. 10:15 a.m. Love reads the email that Melnick sent her about Copeland, saying he would have demanded much more specific immunity for Copeland in exchange for his testimony. He also accused the prosecution of putting Copeland in a terrible position where they know his life would be in danger. Melnick also told the prosecutors to F themselves if they thought he was doing anything besides protecting his client. Boy, Melnick's not messing around here. This is what happens, ladies and gentlemen. This is what happens, Nez Nation, when you get real officers of the court who understand ethics, understand integrity. They just look at these people like Fani Willis and Love and this whole prosecution team like, you guys are an absolute joke. Like, you don't understand the law. You shouldn't even be in this courtroom. You only understand one thing, and that is layman terms. That is the kind of language that you seem to proffer all the time, and that's why this is how they're being treated. It's like you kind of reciprocate what's being thrown at you, right? 1:45 a.m., attorney Doug Weinstein tells Judge Whitaker that attorney Kayla Bumpus told him about conversations about the murder of Donovan Thomas that happened between Copeland, Bumpus, and Deputy District Attorney Simone Hilton that were off the record. Whitaker responds that she wants to hear from Bumpus. So here we go. Here comes Bumpus. Bumpus comes into the courtroom. 11:25 a.m., attorney Kayla Bumpus has been sworn in. She then confirms there was a meeting outside of Judge Glanville's presence, that's Suge Knight, Copeland, and District Attorney Hilton. She says there were also 4 deputies and an investigator there. However, she does not remember if the court reporter was there. Bumpus says there was stuff that was said that was not included. This is huge. Let me highlight this. There were things said in that secret ex parte meeting that were not included in the official transcript. Ta-da! There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's the smoking gun. It's all over. See ya, D.A. Love. Loveless love. You ain't got no love. Ain't happening. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. Okay, moving on. 11:30 a.m. update. Attorney Kayla Bumpus confirms there are some of the aspects from the Steele-Weinstein affidavits that were missing from the transcript. Can you believe this, Nez Nation? Bumpus also confirms that a deputy directed the other deputies to turn off their cameras at some point on June 10th. Why would they do that? Why would they do that? So remember what we've said in past videos, everybody listening. Oh my gosh, please let me know in the comments what you think of this. We've been talking about this forever. I made the bold, audacious claim that I think Fani Willis, Judge Suge Knight Glanville, they're all in cahoots. They all had some kind of back channel. All the stuff that happened in her case with American Pie Wade, forfeiture of tax funds, misappropriating grant money, stealing money from the youth, going on vacation, buying swag, buying MacBooks. That stuff doesn't just all of a sudden stop. It's not like that was just a one-time thing. No. When you got a thug like Cash Money G, Thug G Money, that stuff just runs amok. It runs in their DNA. This is what happens all the time. So it's not like this is a one-time thing. Now it's all coming to light. Do you guys see what's happening here? Okay, 11:45 a.m. update. Attorney Matthews wants to ask Attorney Bumpus if Judge Glanville told her to keep the meeting secret, but Judge Whitaker doesn't want to get into the issue of holding Steele in contempt. Check this out.
Good morning.
Just a few questions for you. At any time during the meeting that took place between the court, the prosecutor, yourself, Mr. Copeland, were you ever told by the court not to disclose any of the contents of the meeting?
All right, we are not going to replow the issue of Mr. Steele being held in contempt. That is moot. So to the extent that this is going to that, move on.
Okay, that's where I was going.
All right.
Thank you. No questions.
Anybody?
I really love Judge Whitaker. I literally, truly believe she's the best thing that ever happened in this. Okay, so 2:40 p.m. after lunch, Prosecutor Love began by arguing there was no Brady violation. She then calls Investigator Long to the stand to testify to that effect. According to Long, the off-the-record conversation was very short. And Long went with Prosecutor Hilton to the judge's chambers and allegedly stayed with Hilton throughout the meeting. He also testified that Hilton was never alone with Copeland. Additionally, Long says that Copeland never said anything about the vehicle that was used in the Donovan Thomas murder. And there you have Deputy Long, who's probably on the Fani Willis Cash Money G payroll. I wouldn't be surprised. I know. I can just hear you guys in the comments. Nez, you're making some no. This is a criminal RICO racketeering mafia organization. It's a criminal enterprise, and Cash Money G is the queen bee, y'all. 250 update. Attorney Brian Steele asks investigator Long when he became aware of the ex parte meeting. Long replied, just that morning. Yeah, right. Steele also asks if Long attended any other meetings similar to the one on the 10th. Long replied he did not. Steele also asked if Long was told not to tell anyone about the ex parte meeting. That's such BS. Long is definitely on the payroll, for sure. Investigator Long is done testifying after that. Attorney Shard is now speaking. He filed a motion on Friday at 3:15, arguing there was no valid reason for the ex parte meetings, and the meetings were not proper, which they absolutely weren't. At 3:30, Judge Whitaker says she wants to hear from the Chief Deputy DA, Adam Abadi. Do you guys remember this guy's skinny jeans, a beta male, Abadi, who couldn't put together 2-3 sentences against the GOAT in Fani Willis's disqualification hearing? Oh, my goodness. And then attorney Brian Steele asked Judge Whitaker to again consider his requests to disqualify prosecutors Love and Hilton. Remember, she denied that motion last week. Steele says there have been no sanctions. I'm gonna actually share that video at the end, so we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that. So let me talk to you a little bit about a Brady violation. So a Brady violation, okay, occurs when the prosecution in a criminal case fails to disclose evidence to the defense that is favorable to the accused and material to guilt or punishment. This can include evidence that might exonerate the defendant or reduce their potential sentence. The term comes from the 1963 U.S. Supreme Court case Brady versus Maryland, which established that withholding such evidence violates the defendant's right into a fair trial. Fulton County Senior District Attorney Peter Herzog then took the stand and said that he was never asked to reach out to Melnick on behalf of Hilton or Love. He also testified that he never talked to Melnick about the YSL case, even though he attempted to get in contact with him. And then after that, this is where we get Abadi. Fulton County Prosecutor Abadi took the stand after the break. Prosecutor Love begins questioning Abadi, and he testifies that Melnick specifically told him that he did not represent Copeland in the YSL case. He's just a terrible liar. Do you guys trust this? Do you guys trust this face right here? Give me a break. Remember this guy? He actually doesn't look bad from the disqualification hearing. He looked totally rattled and out of his element. Okay, here is the argumentation from Brian Steele, and this is where I want you to really, really pay attention, because this is where Judge Whitaker says, and I think something so powerful. So watch this and we'll talk about it. But it's so powerful. Listen to this.
Talking about a duty that is intentionally and knowingly not followed through by me, and I owe it to her. And I saw your email saying, whoever wrote that, you come into court. I understood it.
I don't think Ms. Love did herself any favors with that.
Ooh.
Well, the favors have to end. You know, I'm not trying to, I've never done this before in my history of living in a courtroom, but it's just not appropriate that I can't accept a proffer from a lawyer.
You can
I've
see
never said that before.
the judge shakes her head.
Any of those words. So I'll leave it with you. My point is, it doesn't end. There have been no sanctions. It's been ratified almost. And it's from everything. It's just, I put in paragraph 2, just choice examples from my memory. But it is constant. You know, there are great people everywhere in the courts, and they shouldn't be treated like this. So I'm actually disqualified because it's just not, at some point, the message needs to be sent that this is not the state of Georgia and this is not our bar.
All right. Thank you. As I understood the gravamen of your motion that you filed since I've been the presiding judge to disqualify Ms. Love and Ms. Hilton, it was because you needed them as a witness, and that was the basis of my ruling. And in Mr. Shart's motion that is under consideration right now is a request, again, to disqualify them. And I know that I previously said, y'all, that's a matter for the bar. And when I was talking about that, I essentially meant the and I don't want to call it bickering back and forth because I'm not sure it's been back and forth to any large extent, but that kind of thing, the whatever it is that had been talked about before, that's what I was talking about. I will tell you that this court takes Brady violations very seriously. And I mean, everybody ought to, prosecutors ought to, and I am considering that right now. So rest assured that I am aware and have been aware that I have the authority if I choose to remove them.
Thank you.
So, all right.
Wow. Look at that look.
Do y'all want to be heard from the state on this?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Rest assured. Yo ass is grass, Cash Money G. I think that, unequivocally, I think that is a definite confirmation that the judge is not only going to take the Brady violation seriously, but I think she just literally, to me, implicitly told Brian Steele, don't worry, these guys are gone. Let me know what you think in the comments. Oh my God, you know I'm going to keep you posted. This could also lead to a mistrial too. Fulton County is a hot mess because Cash Money G is an absolute train wreck. I can't wait to hear from you guys. Let me know in the comments down below. This video is already way too long, so I'm just going to cut it here. I can't wait to hear from you. You know what to do. Subscribe, follow, hit the like button. In the pinned comment show notes is our free newsletter. I would sign up for that because it's your insurance policy that you'll never miss out on everything that the corporate, woke mafia media won't share with you. So make sure you sign up for that. Check out these videos coming up on the screen right here. Subscribe down there. And as always, God bless you and may God bless America. We'll see you soon.